Picture this: a gate agent at one of America's busiest airports looks a calm, well-dressed black man in the eye and declares his passport is fake. Then, in front of dozens of shocked passengers, she tears it in half. What she didn't know. She just destroyed the federal document of an undercover FAA inspector conducting a live audit of her gate. This is the story of how one moment of prejudice became a viral sensation and sparked nationwide change in airport security protocols. Hey Story Phil's family. Before we dive into today's incredible story of justice served, drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I love connecting with viewers from around the world. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we bring you the most powerful stories of underdogs triumphing over prejudice and corporate arrogance. Raymond Dandridge had been walking through airports for nearly 3 decades, but today was different. The 57-year-old FAA inspector stepped into Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport carrying nothing but a simple black briefcase and a mission that could expose systematic discrimination at one of the nation's busiest travel hubs. For months, complaints had been flooding into the FAA about Gate C-14. For separate travelers, all black and brown, reported being questioned, delayed, or denied boarding without clear justification. The pattern was too consistent to ignore, so Raymond was sent in undercover, no badge visible, no special treatment, just a federal inspector disguised as an ordinary passenger. At Gate C-14, Raymond approached the counter where Stephanie Wilcox, a platinum blonde agent with narrow glasses, was typing furiously. When he politely presented his passport for the Toronto flight, her reaction was immediate and telling. "You sure this is yours?" she asked, studying the document longer than necessary. Before Raymond could even respond, suspicion had already painted her judgment. She demanded to know his business, questioned his birthplace, and asked for his middle name, all while other passengers breezed through with simple smiles and quick processing. The contrast was stark and deliberate. A white passenger in a Harvard hoodie received his boarding pass in under 5 seconds with a warm smile. An older businessman got waved through without a single question. But Raymond? He was treated like a criminal from the moment he stepped forward. Then came the words that would haunt Stephanie forever: "This looks fake anyway." Without warning, she grabbed Raymond's passport and tore it in half, the sharp sound echoing through the gate area like a gunshot. Gasps rippled through the crowd as passengers pulled out their phones, instinctively knowing they were witnessing something monumental. "You'll need to wait for airport security," Stephanie declared with smug satisfaction. "You might be detained for attempting to travel with forged documents." Raymond's response was masterful in its restraint. No shouting, no anger, just calm professionalism that made Stephanie's actions look even more outrageous by comparison. When airport security arrived and a Delta crew member questioned the situation, Raymond quietly reached into his briefcase. The moment Raymond revealed his federal FAA credentials, the atmosphere shifted like air being sucked from the room. The crew member's face went white. Stephanie's confidence crumbled. And the growing crowd of phone-wielding passengers realized they'd just witnessed something historic. "You've just torn up the passport of a federal inspector conducting a live audit," Raymond stated with devastating calm. "You've also made public accusations and denied a passenger boarding access without cause." What happened next was a masterclass in how quickly corporate damage control can spiral out of control. Within minutes, supervisors were scrambling, legal teams were being called, and the video was already spreading across social media like wildfire. The footage was raw and undeniable: a professional black man standing with quiet dignity while being publicly humiliated, only to reveal that he was exactly who he claimed to be, and had the authority to hold everyone accountable. By that evening, the video had exploded across every major platform. CNN, MSNBC, CBC, and international outlets picked up the story. The clip reached 2.7 million views in hours, with comments pouring in from travelers sharing their own experiences of discrimination at airports worldwide. But this wasn't just about viral fame, it was about validation. For years, countless passengers had reported similar treatment, only to be dismissed or ignored. Now, with undeniable video evidence, the pattern could no longer be hidden. The consequences were swift and severe. Stephanie Wilcox was immediately placed on administrative leave, then terminated with her access revoked from all airports nationwide. The airline faced federal investigation, implemented mandatory bias training, and installed additional surveillance cameras at all international gates. Raymond's detailed 34-page report became the foundation for a nationwide review of airport discrimination practices. The FAA launched broader compliance reviews across the top 10 busiest domestic airports, and Congress began paying attention to systematic bias in air travel. 2 weeks later, when Raymond returned to Atlanta's airport, this time openly as himself, he noticed subtle but significant changes. Gate agents were more measured, supervisors were more attentive, and the interactions he observed carried a new awareness that someone might always be watching. The story became a powerful reminder that prejudice often hides behind authority until someone with greater authority exposes it. Raymond didn't seek revenge or drama, he simply refused to accept treatment that countless others had endured in silence. This story proves that sometimes the most powerful response to discrimination isn't anger or confrontation, it's quiet professionalism and unwavering dignity. Raymond Dandridge didn't just catch one bad actor, he exposed a system that had failed too many travelers for too long. His calm revelation in that moment didn't just destroy Stephanie's career, it sparked nationwide change in how airports handle passenger interactions. Because sometimes, the person you're underestimating might just be the one person who can hold you accountable. Remember, if this story moved you, share it and keep the conversation going. Subscribe for more stories of justice, truth, and the power of standing up to prejudice, even when it's uncomfortable. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight.